Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is me going Q3 of the weekly contest 471, longest balanced substring 2. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord, let me know what you think about this problem. So one sad thing about this is I did get a wrong answer on a very basic part. I'll go over that later. I know that I usually do these videos in explaining my thought process throughout, and I still will. The first thing to notice is that, this is meant to be a harder version of Q2, so we take a look at the constraints. And n is 10 to the 5th. Okay, we did n squared in Q2. That's not going to fly here. We have to do something new. Obviously, because otherwise we just have the same problem. The other constraint, of course, is that it only contains 3 distinct characters, A, B, and C. So that kind of gets my gear going a little bit in the sense that, like, now I'm trying to figure out, well, just how to solve it with 3 characters, right? The first thing I end up doing, it took me a little bit of time, is that how would I solve it with only 2 characters? And the 2 character idea is actually, it's been a Leetcode problem before. It's relatively standard, so I was able to get that relatively quickly. And if you have 2 characters, and then I extend it to 1 character, right? Meaning only A, only B, and only C. That should be straightforward to do. You know that because that's just a streak of the same character, right? Then 2 characters is just gonna be, because there are only 3 characters. There's and you have to choose 2 of them. That 3 choose 2, which is 3, right? Meaning that there are only 3 distinct possibilities for pairs, and for a pair you know how to solve them, right? And of course, in that it's a little bit different in the sense that if you have the 3rd character, then it ends the streak of 2 characters, right? So you have to do something differently. A little bit differently, but you have to like chunk them, right? But very easy thing to think through, I think. But then the question is still, how do you get 3 characters? And honestly, during the contest, I wasn't rigorous about this. But so here you can see that this is my quote-unquote F1, in that this is my solve for 1 character streaks, and then this is F2, right? Solve for pair of characters, and we'll go with, this is just a streak, which, by the way, I'll tell you now, this is so dumb, this is so easy, right, ish, but I when I wrote it, I forgot this line, and I got a wrong answer, and then I was like, wow, I did the hard part and I messed up on the easy part. Sad. But anyway, yeah, so this is to solve for 1 character. Hopefully I don't have to explain it. Pair of characters. This is a component of easier problems, so I'm not going to go over in detail. But the idea here is that, okay, given A, you subtract 1. Or the other way around, actually, I did the other way around. But given one of the characters, you subtract 1, and given the other character, you subtract another, right? And then from that, you could do the prefix sum. Let's just ignore that there's a 3rd character. If you have +1, -1, then now you could do a prefix sum. Why? Right? How? Let me draw it out real quick, because I think this will help for the harder portion anyway. The reason why prefix sum is helpful here is that, okay, so let's say we have, I don't know, A, B, B, A, B, 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 A, right? Something like that. So then now you could say this is +1, +2, minus, +1, but -1, 0, +1, 0, -1, -2, +1, so -1, and then back to 0, right? Okay. The key idea for this one is that, maybe I didn't do a good job of it, but the key idea behind this one is just that prefix sum, right? So you have all these numbers, right? But we want to make sure, so 2 characters have the same characters, the number of characters, if the prefix sum, or not the prefix sum, but the sub-array sum is 0, right? So we have some sub-array sum is equal to 0, and that means that, and this sub-array sum is just equal to, given the prefix sum, this whole prefix sum here minus some other prefix sum, right? And we know what the sum is here because we have no choice, we're doing a scan line, right? So then now, if we want this to be 0, we want this number, right? This number, let's just say this is some number x, right? And this is some number p, right, for the prefix sum, previous prefix sum. And because this is 0, that means that x is equal to p. And that's it, really, right? So what I'm going for an example, and maybe this is not the best example, but yeah. But for example, you have +1, okay, we haven't seen it before. +2, we haven't seen it before. +1, well, we have seen it before. It is here, right? And as a result, that means that the prefix of, these two, it's going to give you a 2 character. This is actually a terrible sequence for illustrating, but yeah. Anyway, and then now you have a b. B, actually, the prefix sum has a pre-0 element or no element 0. So as a result, that means that this prefix is going to give you a equal character. And of course, then now you go, well, that's fine. How do you keep track? Well, we just keep track of this in the lookup table, right? Because we want to have the longest string, right? And then the greedy way, that means that the first time we see it, it's going to give us the longest string. So then we just keep track of the first time we see 0, the first time we see 1, +2, +1, because then now, let's say we see this A and it's +1, well, that means that, and you kind of look at the other +1s and they all work, right? Because you have this +1 and you have this +1, which means that this is a equal thing and this is a equal thing. And of course you want the first +1 because it just gives you a longer thing, which is what this problem is asking. And that's it, right? And of course, if you even want to go all the way back here, it's A matches this 0, and then this entire string is good, right? Okay, that's somehow, I don't know. But you get the idea. And that's basically the idea behind this one. I went a little bit fast, like I said. This is actually a different Leetcode problem, and in older days this would be Q2 or maybe Q3, but now we have a harder version of it for Q3, so it is what it is. But yeah, and the extra different part is just that we also have a third character, and the third character means that you just cut it off, right? So this is how I solved it for 2 characters. I wrote it once for 2 characters, and then I just wrote the function for A and B, A and C, and then B and C, the 3 possibilities. And then now I just have an F3. And the idea here took me a little bit of time, but it's the same idea as, or like, the way that I think about it is just that it is similar to this idea, but extended in one dimension, right? Or one permutation maybe, right? And the idea is that, okay, we keep track of A, B, and B, C. I think technically speaking, A, C depends on A, B, and B, C, right? Because, because if you say A, B is equal to the number of A's minus number of B, and then B, C is equal to number of B minus number of C, then AC is equal to, and this, right? Which of course you can calculate from also equal to AB minus BC, right? Because that's just A, this is equal to, right? Something like that, right? Which, the B's cancel out and you're fine, right? But I just wanted to, for symmetry reasons, to write it out. And that's basically the idea, right? Is that now it's the same prefix sum idea that I show you, but in another dimension. It's hard to kind of draw it. But okay, if you ignore AC, then you only have 2-dimensional. Maybe that's a little bit easier. But the idea is still the same, which is that now, the last time you've seen this state, it means that the number of A's is equal to the number of B's is equal to the number of B's, and another way to say it is just to separate it out 1 dimension at a time, right? What does it mean when this number, just AB by itself, is something that I've seen before? Well, it's the same thing as here, right? It means that the number of A is equal to the number of B in that prefix. Now we extend it to another dimension. What is the last time that we've seen this state, which means that A is equal to B, which in the substring, and B is equal to C in the substring, and A is equal to C in the substring. And that's it. This is the same as before. I guess I didn't really go over it before, but the idea here is that, let's go over the 2 first, right? So I actually didn't go over the code. I guess I forgot. Whoops. but this is the prefix sum. The no elements sum is 0, so we set it to -1 to be left of the array. If we have already seen this before, then now this is the length of the array from the first time we've seen it. Otherwise, we set it to the first index. This is the first time we've seen it, right? Or we're seeing it, so we set it to the current index. Same for here, right? For both A and B, or the first character and the second character. I know my variable names are a little bit confusing. If it's neither of those characters, then we have to reset, and that's basically what this is for. And this is the same idea. We don't have to reset anymore because this is all the possibilities. And I just use the convention of, well, the same thing here, right? Number of A's minus number B, B minus C, A minus C, and the variable names matches that. So when we have an A, we just increment A, right? So +1. If character is B, then it's on the right side, so make -1, +1 for the B, right? And then else, this is a C, by the way. There was -1, -1, and then we just update the states. And then now if we've seen it, then it is what we said, and we keep track of the index of the first time that we've seen it. And yeah, and otherwise if we haven't seen it, then we update it to the first time we've seen it, to the possible index, and then we just return the best of all the, what I call F3, which is the substring in which all 3 characters are used. F2 is the substring of all the 2 characters that are used. And that's it. That's what I have with this one. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller so we could fit it in. So yeah, this is F1. Even I didn't put it in a function. Hopefully this one is obvious, like I said. F2, like I said, also with the callers. This is a standard Leetcode problem in general. You should know this one. It comes up a lot for some reason. I don't know. Like I honestly think they've asked the same, like this question, just the F2 part, like 4 or 5 times for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't know. I mean, they asked it in a different way, but it's still the same problem. And maybe you could say that this is the similar part. And then F3, it is the tricky part. And yeah, and this is same idea. It is just extended into one more dimension, if you will, for pairs. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. And yeah, as I said, I can't believe I made a silly mistake on this one. And this is actually my hardest problem of the contest. I end up taking about 16 minutes or 17 minutes or so. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Wait, before I go though, I would say one thing that I would say about these is that it is practice, right? I mean, it took me still 7 minutes, 16, 17 minutes to solve this. And I already knew how to do this, right? So the key thing to kind of go faster is just practice, because if you've seen this part before, even if this part is new to you and you're able to solve it, you still have to, like if I took half an hour or an hour just for this part, then I would have no time for this part, right? And that, anyway, that's it. That's what I have with this one. You could watch me solve it live during the contest now. Okay, that was a little bit too fast for me, honestly. Like I probably should have slowed down a little bit. Doesn't really say. I guess we have to wait till Leetcode fixes the thing. But that was 1 minute and 40 seconds too fast. All right, Q3. Given a string as considered of A, B, and C. It's the same as before, but only 3 letters. And it could be really big. So we can't do the same thing, I guess. How do I want to write this? Probably not that bad, but because there's only 3 letters. I guess the other one only had 26, but okay. Can I do no? Not DP. Got it. I mean, still. as big as the entire thing, right? It's not binary searchable. It's something like, I mean, prefix sum is a given, I guess. But how do I incorporate them together? What if there's only 2 of them? Does that matter? 3 of them? Okay, we can separate them out, brute force, right? We can do 2 of these and then, or 3, and then we just do a sweep line on all those combinations. Okay, that's not that bad, I see. Okay, so that's for 1 in a row. This is not a minute problem, I'll tell you that. Okay, and then now we have to get to 2. I mean, do 2 is fine. I just don't think what is the right way to do it. Okay, that means that as soon as we see the next letter, there's no bueno. Okay, what do we need all 3. Does this actually give me the answer for 3? All 3 colors? Does it? Didn't give me for 2. So for 2 you can tokenize, and then once you tokenize, what happens? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of DP, right? Because then it's just +1, -1, and then prefix, right? Okay, yeah, it's not the count. It's prefix sum on the delta. I see. I see. And then it is just getting okay. I see. Okay. So P is the prefix is equal to 0. C is equal to maybe -1. I always forget how to structure these. Okay. Else. I still don't know how to do the 3 cases one though, so I have to maybe think about that. Okay, so then now this includes it. So then now first is equal to fs of current minus scene of current, or index minus scene of current. Okay. Okay, fine. Then first is equal to okay. How do I do the 3 case though? It always has to have all 3. Okay, I mean this is good. No, this should be. Oh no, there's a 4. Wait, why does it give me 3? Oh, is this +1? Okay, so this is good, but actually this 3 doesn't even make sense really. Where does the 3 come from? Huh? Like that is just not right. Double check. Okay, it's not from that. So AB 4 is right. 1 is. Wait, this is not right though. Alright. Oh, I didn't reset. Okay. This is still not right because AB this should give me 2. BC, that's definitely not right. What am I? Okay. And we still have to fix another part of the problem. Do people get it? We got it way fast, so I must be like not thinking it right. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'll think about that later. We have to still fix this first. AB2 is 1, AB0 is weird. Right? Oh, I'm dumb. I have to update. No. Okay. Okay, I mean, maybe I'm just wrong the +1. I think it is. I think there is the +1 though. Also, one of these is wrong, so it's not, doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. This is because this is -1. Okay, I think this is now right because it's the index of the setup. Okay. Of the index before. Okay. Okay. So then, okay, so I think we got this part right, but then now we have to do ABC. How do we do A, B, and C? People got it very fast. I guess people even solve it generally, maybe. I don't know. Well, Alex took 9 minutes, so I don't feel so bad. I mean, I expect to be multiple of his time. It's just that I don't feel so bad for taking 15 minutes, for example. Okay. How? How? Is there any way? Binary search? I don't think so. At least not easily. And we could test for 1 and then 2, but then that, and then sliding window, but that doesn't, that's too slow, right? So it seems like I opened the same problem twice. Oh well. But can I generalize this? Like, can I make pairs? Maybe that's it. How would that look like? Maybe it is the same idea. So we have 3 pairs. We have to do. Right. Maybe, I don't know. It's maybe the same idea. Well, these are the current and scene of right. Maybe. See. Something like that, maybe. And this draws the parallel over there. I don't know if this is quite right, but it's just an idea. Expanding on what we had before. Don't have any idea. I probably should test a little bit more, but I have no idea, so I'm going YOLO. I can't believe I got this one wrong. Okay, that is just silly. Why did I not test that? Yes. Okay. That is the stupidest way to get a wrong answer, though. That is actually dumb. I feel so bad on that one. Like, I got the hard part and I got the silly part wrong. Okay. Let's see. Sum of perfect square and thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's problem, this contest, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye-bye.